Hey everyone, Greg here, and tonight I'm working on one of my accounts. I'm working on the second month SEO report for them, and I want to share how I go about my process. So right now I'm in SEMRush. I can see a nice visual trend of more keywords improving on their rank. But what I like to do is that sometimes I forget exactly what I did for the month. So in Excel, I document every change that I make. So right here, I'm only really looking at just really from December 8th to really today, which is January 6th. And the big story for me is actually happened on the 31st. This was some updated of core title tags for my client. Now, I put a link here into my OneNote so I can find exactly what I did, but I already have that open down here on the desktop app. And the big story here is that I documented their historical keyword ranks here. And HP and UP and A1, basically what these things mean is just sections on the website that I updated, but the 1 represents the primary keyword. So I'm going to scroll all the way down here. And it's this term transcription website. So H2 position 91 has 480 searches per month. This was actually one of the primary terms I wanted to work on. And you can see from the 31st now down to the 5th, I moved that term from basically page 10 to page 2. So it's not driving any traffic yet, but I know how important that will be for them. If they can get to page 1, it will drive traffic, relevant visitors, and hopefully some leads as well. So that's really the story of how I tell that. But that's kind of how I go through the process. So I'll use Excel, I'll go through the steps of what I did for the month, then I'll go back into OneNote, I'll take this before and after screenshot. So really how their report's going to look is that I'm going to take this visual on the 31st, I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison to show on the 31st compared to whether it was the 6th or whenever I do the report. I'm going to show that real difference. And what I like to do here is that if I go right into that term, so the term is transcription website, so now it's position 14, so I moved up 1 position from last time I looked at. But this is really the story right here. You can see exactly that before it was position 91 on the 31st. Now it's actually position 14, so it did have that hockey stick effect. Now I'm still not satisfied because I want to get it to page 1. That's really where the traffic's going to be. But I still think it's important though to kind of tell that story. The other stories that I tell as well is that I go back into Excel and I really look to see what else was actually done for the page. So there's some DuckDuckGo stuff within Google Analytics that I did, some semantic keywords that were updated within some core pages as well on the site, crawl controls again within Bing Webmaster Tools, a lot of technical things within Bing. And the reason why I tell this right now is that Bing is obviously going to be smaller than Google, but it's extra traffic for the client. So what I like to show here is basically that 30-day report. So just from a lot of technical updates, it might seem very small to you guys depending on what your site is, but it's all relative. This account that I work on is brand new to SEO, so we're going from nothing to something. So you can see here 133% increase in clicks, impressions 133% increase in impressions. Those are kind of the stats that tell me that the work that we did within Bing is starting to bear fruit. And then finally, what I like to do is also show this graph within Search Console. What I like to really look at is the clicks and impressions, because again, if impressions are going up, so if I get rid of this blue box here and have just the teal, I can see exactly that we're going in the right direction. More impressions tells me that we're moving up in keyword rank position, so I know again our strategy is starting to work. And then finally, really the last thing that I look at is an overall view within SEMRush. So what I like to show is this keyword graph down here. I took over on November 8th, so you can see it all the way down here. And 36 keywords ranked at that time. Today, 129. So big increase. A lot more terms starting to rank for the client's website. I can always go back into the Excel spreadsheet to know exactly what I did. But again, the primary story for the month was the term transcription website. Really what was done with that, moving from page 10 to page 2. I showed the before and afters for my client, really tell that story, because I think storytelling is so vital when it comes to the relationship between SEO and your client. So that's really it. Wanted to kind of share some insight into what I do. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and as always, have a good rest of your day.